they found out he had been holding secret human hunting services for the Edomites, for the higher ups, basically. All these people that were in politics and everything, but he was found guilty, but they didn't put him in prison. They let him go, and everybody that was in that act, because they were raping children from 9 to 12, little girls. These prime ministers of Belgium and Europe and some other countries were all found guilty of holding illegal human hunting services. They would drug their people, the people that they captured, they would drug them up, strip them naked, and let them run wild into the woods. And then these Edomites would come in and start hunting them. And the women were saying that they were forced to be doing this. But the men they were partakers of this. They were the ones forcing the women to kill these I guess innocent people. But they were raping and torturing 9-year-old kids. And look what happened to them. I guarantee you, if it was any of these people on the side, we'd be getting a license. Even though even though you want to see people doing that of these nations, man, they don't go that far like the Edomites do. But they wouldn't say nothing about it, like the brother said. Well, they wouldn't stand up. But just look, man, look what the system look at the time we live in, where these Edomites, these powerful men, can get away with doing that to a child. It's just a matter of time before that's going to really be happening in your face, like it says in Jeremiah. And you're going to want to stand up, but nothing can be done. You had the chance to stand up all this time on the highways and byways, but you wanted to, like the scripture said in Habakkuk, you wanted to give a man who wanted to do something about it drink. You wanted to tell him, oh no, just calm down, don't rise up, because they'll bring you down. That's the mentality y'all people got today, man. Y'all gangbangers. You got these gangs, man. You got clubs, whatever, man. These so-called hard men today that'll beat another dude for looking at him the wrong way. But when these men are doing what they're doing today in the streets, allowing homosexuals to run free today, you don't want to do nothing.
And because the wicked walk with the wicked, man. Those other demons in y'all people, y'all are at league with one another. And real quick, yeah, it's babies and daughters, babies and men and children and women, whatever, but it's just human life in general, that they're getting away with killing human life. And there's a price to pay for that. I got Exodus 21 and 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
Right, he shall surely be put to death. And these men were caught up to the fullest. There was no denying that what they did. They had it on video. They had
evidence.
Yeah, evidence. Non-deniable evidence, man, and they were released. They bought their way out. We're living like the brother's talking about, man. Remember the former days, man. Back in the old time, man, these men would have been judged on the spot. But today, man, you can't do that. Judgment is not being established in the streets, like the scriptures say. You can do whatever you want today, man. And and the problem with those mentalities, y'all don't want to be under rule. You want to be able to do your wickedness, but also let the other people get away with it. Because if they get away with it, you know you can get away with it. That's why y'all don't want to say nothing about it. Even though these acts that are committed in the earth are very vicious and wicked, y'all still don't want to do nothing about it. Y'all believe y'all going to be a special one who doesn't get caught up in it by the wrong police on that day. Just that last week, they had some woman that they were due processing in jail, the county, I don't know where, but they beat the shit out of her, man.
It was in Cincinnati.
They
killed that woman.
That woman, man. But it shows you her face. There was a pile of blood, and they were saying, it's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous in here. It's ridiculous in America, man, that we still gotta live through this shit, and y'all people don't want to do nothing about it. Not a damn thing wants to be done when you see a Jake or any of these people, man, being killed unrighteously. Even when it's clearly in your eyes that man went off.
Well, some Jakes, or Judites, they do what they got to do, but it's the wrong way. If you want to protest, you need to come in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. This is the only protest that's going to make a difference. And when I say make a difference, it's going to usher in the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Because this word is the only thing that can cast out judgment swiftly. Your words, if you go upon your own self, ain't nothing gonna happen unless the Lord allows it. The Lord is ready for this to allow. He's ready for this to come out. Like I said, it's gonna be in Jeremiah 16, when you start at 10, right? It said, these words shall come to pass. How did it say it?
It said,
that first one you started at?
let's see. Jeremiah 16:10, and it shall come to pass. But now shall show these people all these words.
That you shall show these people all these words. We're in that time where these words are fulfilling at a great rate. Okay? Y'all, like I was saying, but the brother's right. Y'all don't do nothing about it. The only thing you can truly do is what us brothers do on the highways and the byways, man. Is stand up against the evildoers. In the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's all we can do. We can't take anything in our hands. Why? Because the Bible tells you why. The Most High said you cannot pay back evil for evil. You cannot revenge, for the Lord, vengeance is his. And Esau, get that one where Cain was crying about receiving the mark, and when he goes out there, he's going to be killed, but the Most High gave him a so-called grace. That's why you Jakes, you Negro, Latinos get a harsher judgment versus the Edomites or a heathen, because this is their kingdom, man. And before you get that one, I'm gonna read this. This is Genesis 9, and Genesis 9:6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God made he man. In that image of God, he made man. Talking about you Negro, Latinos, Native American Indians, because you were given the words of wisdom and knowledge and understanding. All right, now talking about all men, although the Lord tells us love is obeying the commandments, law, statutes, commandments, which when we don't do unrighteousness, wickedness towards you, we're showing love to you. But and the only way we can put someone to death, an Israelite could put someone to death if they went off, if they committed a sin that was worthy of death. So don't get it twisted. See what I'm saying? So these Edomites, you heathens, y'all shed the blood of men. Y'all killed these Negro, Latino, Native American Indians even to this very day, and you got to pay for it, man. Your blood has to be shed upon the earth. Go ahead. That one about Cain. Start out like I had a good little area. All right.
Genesis chapter 4 and 11. It says, and now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto me, unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth.
Because Esau knew that once he fell out of the grace of Yahweh Shai, that he was game. He's game. Anybody could put him down, man. Because the Most High was dealing with Adam and Eve. That's who he was dealing with. All right, and Abel.
It says, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
See, sevenfold, man, that's completion. So if you fuck around with Esau, be ready to get a swift punishment and swift judgment. Because it's the Most High. The Most High is going to deal with him. The Most High is the only one that has the power to strangle down the great dragon. You Negro Latinos can't, man. So instead of trying to go out into the front of the courthouses and all this, walking down the streets and causing uprisings and insurrections and so forth and so on, and getting your ass put in jail, killed, maced, taser, you need to come out on the highways and the byways and use your constitutional rights to the best of your ability to speak from these words. Because these words is the only thing that's going to go out there and not return unto you void. It's going to accomplish that which was spoken through the Spirit. Whether you see it or not, it's gonna be done. So that's why they don't receive they receive a lesser judgment, because this is their kingdom. This is their home. Okay? This is not your home. That's why it tells us in Hebrews 11 that we seek a country, a kingdom that's built upon God, of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Righteousness, truth, not no deception, not a little bit here or there. We want all truth, all resonated through truth, man. Because America is there's no truth. It's full corruption. This place is like one big muffin full of yeast, all swelled up, proud, wicked. But pretty soon, the Most High, by His Son Yahweh Shai, is gonna come and grind it to powder, man.
2 Peter 3:12. Looking forward and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens, being of fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to His promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. And that's what the brother's saying, man. Because this place right now, going back to Deuteronomy, it tells you that because the Israelites back then in the time of Egypt, when they were delivered out, they tried making the kingdom of heaven right then and there too. They wanted to dwell in safety and peace, and Moses said, "This is not your rest. This is not the place that you'll come to where it is your rest yet." We're right now, man. It's like we're just passing through. We've come into a horrible place. We stumbled upon a horrible place and we didn't realize it. But now we gotta deal with it. We're having to go through. We're stopped in a horrible place to receive our judgment. All right, that's it. This place is not going to continue forever as well. And then the kingdom's going to be reestablished. But it's going to be in pure righteousness. Yes.
Okay, I got And this is 2nd Esdras chapter 7. I'm gonna start at verse 50. And that there is promised us an everlasting hope, whereas ourselves being most wicked are made vain. And that there are laid up for us dwellings of health and safety, whereas we have lived wickedly. And that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led a weary life, whereas we have walked in the most wicked ways of all. And that there should be shewed a paradise whose fruit endureth forever, wherein is security and medicine, since we shall not enter into it. For we have walked in unpleasant places, and that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars, whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness. For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for it after death.
Right, because you people, y'all wanted to believe that this was it. You wanted to continue. You wanted to think that you could live up your own. Because that's the problem, man. Y'all, like the brother said from the beginning today. Y'all wanted to be like the heathen because you saw that he was getting away with everything. Really, man, the Most High, He did allow that to happen right now. But He wanted you to see fully what happens when He releases you from his protection. This is what you get. All right, and he pretty much did leave it to where, because He gave you the perception that you could do whatever you want today. Y'all, he wanted to see, all right, you want to be like that here, but look what happens when man tries to hedge up the right way. Not even that, it's just doing wickedly. Everything falls apart. That's why we need Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We need Him, man. That's what I was thinking about last night. Like, we can't even make the most simple of decisions, man, without the Most High doing it for us. And then He let the whole entire world and country to y'all to do things right. What was that one in is it Wisdom of Solomon 6:2? It says that seeing that you have not been right ministers. You know what I'm saying?
You want me to get it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says Wisdom of Solomon 6:4, because being ministers of His kingdom, you have not judged aright, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsel of God.
Right, and he always kept on bringing that back to your remembrance. You seeing you were being ministers, all right, you wanted to try to do it your own way, you didn't do it right still, even when he gave you a chance. And then you wonder why the Most High has gone to great lengths to decree what he's going to put upon this earth. And then you'll have a problem. When we were reading about Cain just a minute ago, you notice, man, he even started complaining right there. He didn't want judgment to fall on him because he said, my punishment is greater than I can bear. He didn't want to deal with that.
He didn't want to deal with Yahweh Shai. That's what you people don't understand, man. You think Yahweh Shai is this God that just loves. This is a great power, man. A dreadful power. And when he comes and you're face to face with his presence, he's not even going to show you his face. He's going to be in a chariot. You're going to be like, man, what the hell is that? And you're going to get beamed up. I'm not beamed up, you're going to be lasered. Before you get that, I'm going to get this one to back you up about how nobody can guess anything right. This is Wisdom of Solomon 9:14. It says, for the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices are but uncertain. For the corruptible body presseth down the soul, and the earthly tabernacle weigheth down the mind, that museth upon many things.
And right there it says that the corruptible body presseth down the soul. Even if you wanted to do things right, you wouldn't be able to because you're in this flesh.
Yeah, chains of darkness.
Yeah, that's what I was to say. Chains of darkness, man. We can't, like Paul said, man, we can't do what we want to righteously do in this time because it's been given over to the wicked. We can't thoroughly lay down righteous judgment because that wicked man is already there to stop it. Just like he's trying to stop the word and he's trying to pollute y'all's minds into making y'all believe we're the enemy, that's him getting in the way.
So like real quick, it's a fight. And that's what I was going to read next. In 2 Ezra 7:57, it says, then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. So you have to fight that battle in the flesh and being in the world because you got so many obstacles to accomplish, to be faced with. Going back to Wisdom of Solomon 9:16, and hardly do we guess aright at things that are upon earth, and with labor do we find the things that are and with labor do we find the things that are before us.
And that goes back into to also the whole predestination and being remembered or bringing your remembrance back, because it said with labor. That's what we're doing now, right? With labor and studying, we're coming out here to show you, to bring the truth back to your remembrance. That was Peter that said that. He said, therefore I will put you in remembrance, though you were once, I think, alienated from the truth. All right? Now we're bringing it back to your remembrance that this is the place, man. This is the condition of the battle. This is why we're at that pit stop right now. To battle, to see if we're worthy of the scripture that was read before. Was it in Edges where he said that the health and the safety and security,
medicine.
Right, right. That's what we're seeing that we're worthy of. That's what we're seeing. But right now, the Most High is sifting and bringing out those men that he said that he foreknew. He's bringing them out. That way, you get them out the way before he eradicates this place. And then
sealing
the kingdom.
Sealing them up.
Yep, sealing them up.
Wisdom of Solomon 9:16. And hardly do we guess aright at things that are upon earth, and with labor do we find the things that are before us. But the things that are in the heavens, who has searched out?
Right, who has searched out? It's the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. In that whole book, or all those books, man, they go real deep into how it was the Most High is the one that gave all these things and created all these things. What was the one in, is it Sirach, chapter 1? I think it's the first chapter where it says, who had foreknew wisdom, who had sealed her up and bound her up, and held her? It was Yahushua, the Lord. And that's why y'all don't understand, man, that he's the one who was holding this all together. Without him, man, the world would just fall apart. Without him, everything would be destroyed, even the elect. That's why you don't understand, man. You gotta have Yahushua to run, the most Yahweh and Yahushua to run things. Proverbs 20:24. It is not a man's going. You know what I'm talking about? 20 and 24. It is not a man. How does it go? It's been a while since I read that one. Proverbs 20 and 24.
Proverbs 20 and 24.
Yeah.
man's goings are of the Lord, how can a man then